I've had 4 brand new foundations that I've been putting through their paces, really trying to get to grips with them, what application method is best, what's best to have underneath them, whose skin is it going to be better for, whether it be oily or whether it be dry. And I'm here to share my thoughts and experiences with you all. I'm thinking this is going to be the final foundation roundup of 2025 because generally there isn't a lot of new foundation releases in November and December. They usually save that for the new year in January, so fingers crossed because these videos are a lot of work. The next one will be in 2026. So we've got foundations from Victoria Beckham, Makeup by Mario, which I know is not a new release if you are in the US, but this has only just reached us in the UK. We've also got another one from YSL and another one, a sister product of a foundation that I tested in the last roundup from Rimmel. So hopefully something for everybody. Let's get on with it. Every single one of these foundations I've bought with my own money. None of these were gifted to me in PR. I know that means a lot to some of you, very few, but I thought I'd mention it anyway. By the end of this video, I will be ranking these in order of preference and which ones I feel are best and worst for mature skin. Let's get the priciest product out of the way right from the get-go. Before anyone comes at me in the comments, I know this is a ridiculous price, but I do like to have a variety of price points in all reviews. So, I mean, here it is. You all know I was going to buy this. One of my favorite luxury makeup brands is Victoria Beckham Beauty. I love the whole ethos of the brand. I love the whole no makeup with a little splash of color. Very skin-like products you will find at Victoria Beckham Beauty. So if that's your thing, Victoria Beckham Beauty may be a great place to start for you, but £104 for a skin tint. Even though I know it's a luxury brand, that price point even knocked me off my feet. So I was really hoping I was going to love this because £104 is a lot of money to waste. So these are the Victoria Beckham Beauty The Foundation Drops. Again, £104 for 30 mils of product. This comes in 19 shades. I've got the shade Light 4. It comes with plastic packaging, which still manages to look chic and luxurious. Before you open the product, it is imperative that you shake this well to wake up the formula. It does have a nozzle, which is very easy to dispense the product from. It's a runny fluid consistency and it's alcohol and fragrance free. This is going to give you light to medium coverage. It is buildable. I wouldn't recommend that you build it more than medium coverage, although you can do if you want to, because this does remain tacky on the skin the more you build it up. It's going to give you a luminous finish, and it is a skincare makeup hybrid formula, including the Augustina Spada TFC8 to help improve skin health over time. Now, like I've said, Victoria Beckham Beauty is a luxury brand. All the products are pricey, but the addition of the TFC8 formula from Augustina Spada in here bumps the price up even more. So if that does not float your boat, this is going to be a waste of money for you. If you're not interested in the skincare within this formula, do not bother buying this because you are paying for that skincare and you are paying a lot. This feels super lightweight on the skin. It just feels like skincare. You need very little to cover the entire face. I would definitely recommend that you apply this in stages until you really get to grips with how much of the product you actually need, because you don't want to waste this. This gives a silky smooth application with a brush or with your fingertips. I don't recommend that you use a sponge here unless you are a multi-millionaire, because you're going to lose a lot of the product within the sponge. This does disguise imperfections, but it doesn't airbrush. I don't find it blurs either, and it's definitely not transfer resistant. I think powder is required to dim down the shine and add longevity here, but that is totally up to the person that's wearing it. This formula is gentle and thin enough to apply under the eyes. So if you don't like concealer under the eyes and you're just wanting a little bit of coverage under there, you can apply this under the eyes to let the skincare do its work under there as well. The formula melts into the skin, becomes one with the skin really beautifully. It doesn't settle in fine lines or wrinkles or dryness or pores. It doesn't feel tacky to the touch if you apply the correct amount. If you are going to try and build this up and build it up some more, you are going to get a little bit of tackiness on the surface of the skin. This also lasts a decent amount of time. I would say 8 hours before it starts to look a little tired. I wore this to a funeral, so it was a very emotional day for me, and I still thought it looked decent at the end of that day. I really should have done a wear test on a different day other than that one, because it was a rather special day, but I think it did pretty well. It looked really beautiful on my skin for the majority of the day, but the longevity is nothing to write home about. If you're wanting something to last a good 12 hours, I don't think this is going to be it. Let's go down the price ladder and take a look at the YSL All Hours Glow Foundation. I thought I was going to absolutely love this because I love the original All Hours foundation from YSL. This is very similar in a lot of ways, but the finish on the skin, slightly different, as you would expect. So this is the YSL All Hours Glow Foundation. It costs £42 in the UK and you only get 25 mils. So if we're working this out on cost for a standard bottle of 30 mils, this would cost you £50.40. Comes in 40 shades. I've gone for the shade LC3, which is not quite right. It is not my undertone, but it was closest to my shade, so that's the one I went for. Bad idea. This has glass packaging with a pump. It's a really thick consistency. It does contain alcohol, and it does contain a fragrance, as you would expect from YSL. It is this signature YSL fragrance, which I think smells a little cucumbery, but I think it's really pleasant anyway. This is going to give you buildable medium to full coverage and give you a luminous, radiant finish. For me, this is best applied with a brush or with a sponge. It applies smoothly and looks completely airbrushed. Out of all 4 foundations that I'm testing out in this video today, though, this looks the most like foundation, but I really love it on first application. This is a self-setting formula, so you don't need to powder it. Having said that, it's not transfer resistant, so if you want to powder it to make this more transfer friendly, then, you know, that's on you. This had the longest wear test out of every foundation that I tested because I pretty much forgot to check in. So this had 16 hours of wear. It was a really long day for me, but after 10 hours, my skin looked a little tired and a little bit dry, which surprised me somewhat. A lot of the foundation had disappeared after that 16-hour mark. I wouldn't have expected anything less. It did have really good longevity and looked nice for the majority of the day. Moving on down the price ladder, this is exactly the same price as the YSL formula. However, you do get 30 mils of this product, which means gram for gram, mil for mil. This is going to give you better value for money. This is from Makeup by Mario, and it's the SurrealSkin Natural Finish Foundation. Let's have a deep dive. So this is the Makeup by Mario SurrealSkin Natural Finish Foundation. It costs £42 in the UK. You get the standard 30 mils and it comes in 22 shades. I've gone for the shade 4.5M, which I have to admit is a little too deep for me, but I can definitely get away with it at this time of year. It comes in a frosted glass bottle with a pump and it's got a serum-like consistency. This does contain alcohol, but it is fragrance and essential oil free. This is going to give you buildable medium coverage and a natural skin-like finish. It can be applied with a brush, with a sponge, with your fingertips. It's that sort of formula that really does lend itself to beautiful application all round. This applies smoothly with little effort and looks incredibly flattering. It's not airbrushing, but it can be with a little bit of powder, so that would be a personal choice. It isn't transfer resistant though, so if you're requiring a transfer resistant formula, you are going to have powder and a setting spray. This has got great wear time, but not spectacular. It's not as shiny as I thought it would go, so it does have some oil control properties within this formula. It doesn't cling to my dry patches, it doesn't sink into any fine lines or wrinkles, and it doesn't go cakey throughout the day. All in all, I was really impressed with this, and this is one of those formulas where I've heard differing evaluations. Some people absolutely love this. Other people do not get on with this at all. I'm somewhere in the middle, I would have thought. I really do like this. I wore it out with my mum the other day and she said my skin looked absolutely glorious. So for me, it's a win, but just bear in mind, look at the reviews. And finally, let's talk about the Rimmel Kind & Free Glow It Up Moisturising Skin Tint. I recently reviewed the Blur It Up, Blur It Out, can't remember what it's called. Absolutely love that skin tint. I was hoping I was going to like this one just as much, and on first application it did not disappoint. So this is the Rimmel Kind & Free Glow It Up Skin Tint. It's £9.99 in the UK. You get the standard 30ml. It comes in 19 shades. I'm the shade 103 True Ivory, which is a pretty decent match for me for a drugstore product. It comes in a plastic squeezy tube made from recycled materials. Every penny is spent on the formula in this product. There's nothing fancy about the packaging at all. Everything you're paying for is within the tube. This is a medium thickness consistency with great pigmentation, and it's alcohol and fragrance free. This is going to give you a buildable light to medium coverage with a dewy finish. This can be applied with a brush, with your fingertips, with a sponge, whichever way you want, and it applies beautifully. It's really smooth, cooling, and calming. It's not airbrushing, but it does blur imperfections for a few hours, and only for a few hours. This isn't transfer resistant, the same as every other foundation in this review today. I do like to powder it in place for extra longevity and to reduce the tacky surface. If you don't powder this in place, I do feel it can be a little bit tacky, not sticky, on the surface of the skin and transfer absolutely everywhere. This gives really good wear time for a skin tint though. I mean, when you're buying a skin tint, you don't expect it to last 12 hours plus. I would say 8 hours is a really good wear for a skin tint, and this definitely delivered on that front and more. It didn't completely blow me away like the Rimmel Blur It Out skin tint. If you're after something really blurring and airbrushing that's going to last an equal amount of time, I would go for that one over this one, but overall I was impressed. This was beautiful over my dry skin. It didn't sink into any of that dryness, fine lines, wrinkles, pores, and overall it was very hydrating and nourishing on my skin, which is probably why I didn't like this as much as the Blur It Out skin tint, because I do have that oily T-zone, and this I could feel slipping off my skin as the day progressed because of that hydration and that nourishment. I liked it though. Let's rank these from worst to best. Now, I think you're probably going to guess which one is my worst. It's the All Hours Glow Foundation from YSL. I can't put my finger on why I don't like this. This is the one that looks least like skin and most like foundation for me. Maybe it's the glow that makes me look a little plasticky. Maybe it's the undertone of this that I've got wrong, but it's definitely my least favorite, and it sinks into my dryness and makes my skin look drier throughout the day. So for me, this is the worst for mature skin, although it looks stunning on first application. Position 3 is going to confuse some people. This is in position 3 because of the price, not because of the formula, because the formula is absolutely stunning. And this is probably the product that I will reach for the most out of all 4 foundations. It's from Victoria Beckham. Now, I'm still scared of the price, and I'm still scared about what everybody's going to say in the comment section about the price, because I know this is ridiculous. But It looks beautiful on the skin, and that's what I'm going to judge it on. It lasts a decent amount of time, and it's one of those no makeup products that I will be using time after time after time. It's beautiful. It doesn't last forever. I would say 6 to 8 hours is my wear on this, but the skincare properties in here are on another level, and I really like that about this. If I am in a rush, one product after my SPF and I am out of the door. So take that as you will. It is in position 3, but it's the one that I'm probably going to use the most. Confusing? Probably. In second position, we've got the Rimmel Kind and Free Glow It Up Moisturising Skin Tint. This is going to be superb on a more mature skin, and it looked beautiful on my skin for a while. If you have dry skin, this is a lovely, lovely formula. If you have a little bit of an oily T-zone, you may want to go for the sister product, the Blur It Out foundation from Rimmel, which I prefer personally, which is why this is in position 2. I don't think I'll reach for this again, even though it looks stunning on first application, because as soon as my natural oils come through this, it looks a little textured on me. That is not the fault of the foundation, that's just my skin playing up and rebelling. But if you have really dry skin, this will probably be in position 1 for you. And finally, the Makeup by Mario SurrealSkin Natural Finish Foundation. I love this. Now again, the longevity does not blow me away, but this is the one that I have on my skin today. It is so flattering. I really love this after first application. I wore this to Meadowhall with my mum the other day, and she just kept saying how beautiful my skin looked, and that is enough for me. So yeah, I will be using this again. It's probably not going to live in my top drawer, but I really, really like it. So I will continue to wear it. It is in position 1 just because it wears beautifully well on me and it looks very flattering for most of the day. So that's it for this video. A little confusing in the ranking. I hope everybody sort of understands my thought process with how I rank these. But all in all, the only 2 foundations that I will probably wear again, the Victoria Beckham is a no-brainer. I will wear this all the time on days where I'm not filming. It's no good for filming. Underneath those really bright lights, this would just slide off my skin. The Makeup by Mario, though, absolutely gorgeous, delightful on the skin. Both of these are really, really lightweight. I hope you found this video helpful. Please let me know what you've thought about it in the comments section. Also share your experiences with these products. Will you be trying any of them? Do let me know what you think of the Victoria Beckham skin tint. I'm eager to know. I'm frightened, but I'm eager to know. Anyway, please don't forget to give this video a share, give it a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and hope to see you all in the next video. Bye everyone.